Okay, unless Nolan can be in two places at the same time, this ain't adding up. These boys right here are saying that Nolan left with this girl named Kate.
Them little teenagers act like born yesterday, man. We weren't born yesterday, fool. You feel me? You came back with your friends. Y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all knew where y'all was at. Ain't nobody said nothing about no fight, you feel me? And we heard it was a fight going on, you feel me? And then ain't nobody finna leave their cell phone. Definitely not in this day and age. It's 2026. Teens ain't finna leave their cell phone. That's their lifeline. But I bet you, they know what everybody else did. They know what everybody else said. I bet you everybody else went home, but exactly, they don't know where old boy went. They don't know where he at. They acting like they ain't chill with the dude. They acting like they weren't taking pictures with the dude. They acting like they wasn't his friends or whatever. You feel me? But at the end of the day, you feel me? You gotta watch folks like that, and definitely on that day particular. You feel me? Because on certain days and certain holidays, you feel me, that you think that it's meant for you, which is not meant for you. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it to the forefront, nigga. I'm gonna go ahead and be real. It ain't for you. You just celebrate because you want to do something. You feel what I'm saying? And it's okay to celebrate because you want to do something. You feel me? But you create your own stuff. Create your own holidays. You ain't got to create something that was already brought up and you just got raised into it. With that being said, they did what they did to that little boy because it's a ritual. You feel me? They families on down the line, been doing it, man. They've been doing this for years. This ain't nothing new. You feel what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new. And they got boats for a reason. You feel me? They got their little islands they go to for a reason. Don't play dumb to the fact. Just because you in their circle and you got out of the black community and you moved to, or you got a chance to go, you feel me, and you trying to mingle with the other, they don't want you around. They don't want you around. Yeah, you made it out. Yeah, you got your life together to go live in a decent neighborhood. But that neighborhood wasn't even meant for you. It wasn't even meant for you. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we ain't even gonna get on that topic because that topic is a whole different discussion. You feel me? Hey, but at the end of the day, you still got people, man. All the stuff that they done did to us ain't too far away. You feel me? It ain't too far away. You feel me? And folks be acting like, oh man, forget about everything. Nah, you can't forget about nothing. That's what they want you to do. They want you to forget. They want you to forget so they can go ahead and redirect.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.
Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up. Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up.
Bro, this whole situation is crazy work. We're gonna tap in with a few updates, and shout out to bro in the intro clip. Shout out to bro. A lot of people really get it misconstrued just because 250 can be a big word at times. It wasn't that long ago, y'all. Now, he said something about certain holidays not being our holidays. I felt him on that. I've never really vibed with that holiday and things like that, for the simple fact that when everything was going on, and they say this happened in 1776, where were we? Where were we? Now, 1776. Cool. Let's take it to OMG, Lake, did I just forget that name? Lake Lemur. Oh my goodness. Y'all know what lake I'm talking about down there in Georgia, around the Atlanta area. The lake. Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier. Let's talk about Lake Lanier. Let's talk about Black Wall Street. These events weren't that long ago. Even a town that was thriving out in Philly. We had a lot of towns thriving. And things happened. It wasn't that long ago, y'all. Period. It wasn't that long ago. And what's so crazy is the lineage thing. The lineage. Bro said something about the rituals and things like that. I can believe it. And he's not talking about some hip hop, this, that type ritual, but just an annual or just a generational type thing. I'm not saying he was right. I'm just saying I could see it. I could totally see it. I can already see the Lifetime movie about this situation. I can see the girl being motivated not to say certain things or to cloud the story and cloud the narrative or whatnot. I can see these dudes not saying anything until they're 87 and 90 years old about what really happened. This reminds me of 2026 Emmett Till. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's check out some of these updates. Thanks for being here. If you're here, take this time right now. Hit that comment section. Let me know how long you've been rocking. Let's go.
So we now have an explanation for why Nolan Wells was left on Horn Island and was not taken back on the boat with his friends. As you know, he went with these friends to Horn Island, and the last time they saw him was about 3 p.m. on July 4th. Tons of people have been speculating, why did the friends just leave him? Why did they not look for him sooner? Well, this is Ashley Cole, a judge in Jackson County. Apparently, her son is one of the boys that were on that boat with Nolan. Apparently, she's also friends with the Wells family. Now, she came on to say that her son and that group of friends left on the boat around 4:30 p.m. because the boat was taking on water and they had an issue with the bilge pump. Now, it's also apparently been said that Nolan told the other friends that he would just hitch a ride back with some other people at another boat later in the evening. Now, she's also said that her son has been questioned by police. But here's the other thing. There's apparently a video circulating from that day as well that involved a heated argument. Now, there's no confirmation yet if Nolan was involved in this heated argument. We do know that at one point, one of the last people that he was seen speaking to was another female. We also know that his body was later found on the northwest tip of Horn Island on Monday. Now, the family still has a ton of unanswered questions, and they have hired an attorney. Ben Crump is that attorney and has taken over trying to help this family find some answers.
All right, now, so the mother's a judge. One of the mothers is a judge. Okay, cool. That explains the lawyering up. Anybody with some sense really would have lawyered up, especially when they were so close to the situation. They were in pictures and this and that. Yeah, lawyer up. You don't know what's going to happen or what accusation will fly. Now, let's address the Benjamin Crump thing. I said this with the case in Texas and Lil Homie. Why do we have to run to the internet? For what? Why? In my opinion, in my mind, in my eyes, I honestly feel, especially with this situation, note should be taken about how the other people handled this thing. They went silent. The mom just came out, and she probably got that cleared, that statement cleared. Excuse me. I feel like we come out all too often to speak about certain traction that's being gained or the next move. This is not that situation. The family in Texas, they linked up with Charleston White and all this stuff like that, and it totally messed up their case, in my opinion. Now we got Benjamin Crump telling every move that they're gonna do moving forward. Cool, I guess. No, not cool at all. Not whatsoever. Why would you want to give the other parties room to counter your next move? Football players and football teams ain't on the field making announcements on the Jumbotron showing what play they're gonna run, what routes they're gonna run, what hole they're gonna run into. No. Why this? Make your moves. Stay silent. Withdraw from the internet. Stop letting people see into your lives, especially at a time like this. Make your moves silent so people don't know. Let's continue.
bottom of this one way or the other. We know that they have attorneys, so they are not speaking at this time, but we intend at some point to hear from them as to what happened on that Horn Island off the Gulf Coast of Mississippi on July 4th weekend. And so that's what we're waiting for. And we have to keep pushing, Don. And thank you. And thank you to your audience. Thank you to everybody on social media. Thank you to everybody who gave on GoFundMe so they can afford investigators and independent autopsies, because it is very difficult when you're trying to get the truth to be revealed when it seems like people are not trying to be transparent.
Yeah. We spoke to Ben, a member of the Cajun Navy who was looking for part of the search, and he said the mother, at the time that we were recording it yesterday, that the mother had not had an opportunity to view the body, yesterday or the day before. Has the mother had an opportunity to view the body yet?
Not at this time. No.
Oh, man. And why is that? Is that because, is that normal, Ben? Is that procedural?
No, I think they just got the body back yesterday, and so they're preparing the body for the independent autopsy. And I will say this, Don, we don't know the condition of his body, and so obviously that's going to be a hard decision, I think, for his father, if his wife Christine will be able to look at, his body, if it's disfigured in any way. We don't know. We're going to find that out. Just keep them in prayer, because this is every parent's worst night.
Services, are they waiting until after the autopsy, or are they going to do something?
Wait until after the autopsy.
Okay.
And I know they're planning memorials at his college as well as his old high school. I mean, young people, you don't expect 18 and 19-year-old friends to die. And so it's always devastating, not only to his family, but to all those in his community, all those young people who consider him a friend that they thought they were going to spend their life together, on this journey. And now he's gone. And it's so painful to everybody in that community.
I'm going to be real, y'all. I can see this situation going a lot of different ways. I can see it playing out a bunch of different ways. I have friends that were like that were the same as those friends that he had, or so-called friends, or whatever the case may be. Before they ride for you, they're going to stick together, period. Point blank, period. There's no way around it. I'm not trying to say anything. It's just what they do. They're going to stick together. I could see something happening on that boat. I could see an argument. I could see a fisticuff. I could see maybe a person falling, hitting their head. I could see maybe a person falling and going overboard, or maybe a person falling, hitting their head, and they panic and this and that. But I can also see those guys knowing that if they don't say anything, there's a chance that they could go on with life, period. I could see them being motivated by the people that love them to do the same. It's a lot of possibilities in this situation, and for this to go unsolved, it'd be a gut punch, a total gut punch. But thanks for being here. If you're still here, let me know you're here. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the comments section. It does mean a lot. If you want to get your boy some lunch or something, $Trap House Kitchen 1 is appreciated. I'm out. Peace.